Last final stream on this channel for a while. I'm not going to say forever because who knows what the future brings, right? So I'm just going to say for now, I gotta focus on packing and retirement and planning for the AT and all that. So this is the final stream, everybody. So we're glad to have everybody here. Got a big, fine group of folks here. Got Gerry with his new background there with the American flag. So yeah, it is Sunday, January 30th, and I think tomorrow's the last day in January. So we'll put January behind us. So January technically could still redeem itself, if we have a good, 2% up there or something like that. That'll put us in some good shape.
That'd be nice. But with that big run at the end of Friday, I don't know.
Well, I put a poll out there, so we'll see what people say on the poll. So get your vote in. We'll look at that in like the next hour or so. And I do think that we could have some good upside. A lot of it's based on the candles, in my opinion, but it is kind of, some people think we're going to go make a new lower low, but it looks, this actually couldn't be considered a flag, but we're kind of stuck at the 200 period moving average. If we can get above that, then it might be smooth sailing up to like maybe 355 or something like that, which would be nice. We need a little bit of a relief rally. So anyways, let me go through my week. There's a lot to talk about in my week, even though it's kind of just a couple of sentences probably. And then Gerry will go through his week, and we'll talk about current events. We'll talk about the market, and we'll talk about all these fine folks in this chat that's been very loyal to us for the last year. And it's all coming to an end, at least on my channel. And Gerry can talk about the news because you don't really talk to me much about it. So
No, not really, huh?
no, you haven't. So maybe I'll just break it to me too. So all right, what happened? What happened last week for me?
A lot.
Well, there's a lot. I don't want to say I rolled. Because I didn't technically roll, but I kind of did roll. So I didn't do the roll, go in there and do the roll thing or anything like that.
Call it rearranged.
Yeah, I reduced risk and I made myself sleep better at night. So I took everything I had on, which was a few TNAs and then a buttload, not a boatload. It's a little bit more extreme than a buttload. It's a little more extreme than a boatload. It's a buttload, Gerry.
That's a big butt, bigger than a boat.
Yeah, because we had that the TQQQ split. So that in general technically didn't really affect me because I think I would be down the same anyway. But it's a very it's just a mind game thing. So I had a lot of those on. I think I had did I have, let me see, 20 of those on or something like that, I think total. So and I closed every one of them out and opened up new premium out to some outs to March 4th, and then most of it out to March 18th. It took like $15,000 in realized losses. It is what it is. It's kind of like you know what? I'm accepting this $15,000 loss right now for a big realized gain down the road type of deal, right? So that's kind of what's going on here. People see it like they'll see it like $15,000, but my net lick was right where it was. The minute I closed those, the minute I opened up the new ones, right where it was. No difference. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I mean, if I roll these things all the way to 2023, guess what? I have a realized loss at the end of the year, and I'm good to go, right? Tax-wise. So the way I did it is if I had 4 contracts on a TQQQ for the same expiry, and it cost me $1,000 to buy back one contract, that's a $4,000 to buy it back, right? Then I found a contract on the Qs that paid out roughly about $4,000. In that case, I think, let's see here, I put on a 394, one contract, $4,200. Okay, now granted, it's in the money, Dave. I didn't really care about rolling anything down. I cared about replacing that premium, right? Because look, all my TQQQs were in the money anyway. So my plan is to try to put something on to replace that premium, and then kind of, get my average price on the Qs to be something relatively okay, right? Which is roughly about 350 is where I would like to be. And I did a good job at that because I have a 394 on, I got a 387 on, I got a 365 on, I got two 359s on. All of those are in the money. And then I have a 320, two 320s on. I got one, well, let's see. That's all for March 18th. For March 4th, I have two 320s on, one 340 on, and then one 360 on. If you really add all those together, it's a pretty darn good average, and you can make some good money on the upside, even cover calls 40, $50 up. They still bring in a pretty good penny. So I'm not worried about it. Market's going to recover and at some point, and it doesn't really even need to go up that much. I'm still going to make money on it, and eventually I'll be able to get out of all of them and be good to go. And if I realize that $21,000 in profit by March, I'll be right back where I should be, which is $2,000 of gain every single month, right? So that's the 15 minus 21,000. That's 6,000. So 6,000 for January, 6,000 for February, and 6,000 for March. I'm right back where I need to be. So that's kind of what I did there. I did put on a Netflix at 300. I have an IWM at 165. I got IWM at 200, two of those, and I got an IWM at 175. So I did replace a little bit of the TNAs with some IWMs as well. And so that's where it sits right now. And if everything comes out of the money, I get all the premium, I'll be sitting at $308,000 in net lick at that point. So I think this is a good move. It reduces all the stress of TNA, TQQQ being reset every single day, getting stuck in a bear market, because this is Dave here, folks. I have bad luck. I got really bad luck, If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, Gerry. So
yeah, just FYI, if Dave ever talks about getting into Intel, run.
Yeah. Yeah. I think right now is actually a good time to open up some stuff on Intel.
I was looking at them too.
Oh, man. So let me see. The numbers as they sit right now, 287,000 net lick, 43,000 maintenance margin, 15% buying power used, Gerry. $21,699 in premium. And here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. And Gerry knows what I'm probably going to say. $538,000 of notional now. That triple that menage a trois us on that, So I went from like 170 up to 530 now. Now I put through a Netflix on and stuff, but I feel safer. Because at the end of the day, I can take the Qs. I'll even go on margin to take them, right? If I need to, and be okay, because I can take those to the grave if I want. TQQQ, if you get caught in a bear market, you could be shit out of luck, and that's the risk that I didn't want to take with 2 months from retirement, right? So, and what I would say here is 13 positions, 17 contracts total on. And honestly, if it gets to be March 4th and March 18th, and the market's right where it is right now, and to say it didn't go anywhere, I would probably take some of those positions, and I'd probably roll some more out again. That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't roll everything. I'd probably just take some of them and then roll some out. So that's probably my plan. So there's still quite a ways left on those. 47 days away, 33 days away on those. So, All right, Gerry. I know it was an action-packed week for me, so tell us about your week, and I want to know. I think I did watch your options video too. I don't know if I commented. Oh, wait, I probably commented. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
you did. But my week was not as action packed. And I did the opposite of Dave, and I didn't reduce risk. I increased risk. Though in a sense, in I increase risk in the context of what Dave's talking about. But I decrease risk in the context of the positions that I'm holding. That probably doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to talk about it. So, the major thing that I did for the week was I rolled my February 18th TQQQs down from 5750. Okay. And I rolled them down to the same exact expiration date, but I rolled them down to 5250. So now they're out of being in the money. Is that right? Out of being in the money. They're no longer in the money. And but they have the same exact expiration date. But to make up that difference, because obviously you can't roll down without losing, right? On the same expiration date, at least. I put on 240 put contracts out to March 4th or 18th. I forget which one it was. And that covered the difference and allowed me to go from in the money to out of the money. And so that's where me getting safer comes from. That's the only roll I did for the week. But everything else, what I'm starting to do, because I got into a bunch of freaking crap stocks, right? Fubo, Lemonade, Stone, Palantir. I'm starting to sell a lot of weekly puts to try to get assigned at where they're at. I also thought about actually buying shares outright. I'm just trying to reduce my cost basis as quickly as possible to get out of it as quickly as possible. Because a lot of people don't know, my January, I was supposed to roll into a index only type of thing, kind of like what Dave's doing in a sense, but and just the January correction just said, no, you're not doing that yet. So, but in a way, because if I didn't have all those single positions, I'd be there, because I think I only have one position on a single stock that's not part of those crap stocks that I took. But other than that, the week was real quiet, selling puts, selling some covered calls on those crap stocks. What did I do? I closed 9 positions, so a lot of those puts and calls that I was able to just recycle through the week. I'm down $1,084, but that was mainly from rolling that TQQ put down. So I opened 12 other positions, some of those which are already closed, which doesn't make sense, but some of these were day trades in a sense. So opened up $2,168 in new premium there. So overall, my premium cooking right now is $6,525, 27,000 in maintenance margin, 24% buying power used, and Bob's your uncle.
Now I know how Gerry gets his premium to be so high.
Yeah, you're
Because I'm at 21,000. Now I know how he does it. It's all the rolls. So you mentioned, stocks that are crappy stocks, and you throw Palantir in the mix. I guess my question is, are the stocks you considering crappy because they're going down and they've gone down to the last year or several months? Is that the only reason they're crappy?
Well, if you get caught in a sector rotation like we have, then yeah. But if the growth cycle would have kept running and January never happened, I'd probably be okay. But playing those kinds of stocks in a environment that we've experienced is not going to do well whatsoever.
They're not necessarily crappy stocks, though, right? Or crappy
Well,
companies or anything.
Maybe
I
I
mean,
shouldn't.
yeah, there's some are Mara, for example. Riot. I mean, there's some shitty ones out there, right? That freaking miner that's over in some other country that somebody likes, right? So, Palantir's not a crappy company. It's a crappy stock. I mean, get that, but I get where
Well,
you're coming from.
I would say crappy timing as far as sector rotation and things of that nature. When that comes about, that's the crappiest time to be in those kinds of
For
stocks.
sure, for sure. It's like being in a 10-year bull market and getting into the airlines and the hotels and the cruise lines and all that because they got slammed. But all right, so the next question for you is come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. What the hell? Shit, I just had it in the back of my mind, darn it.
Damn it.
Yeah, it'll come back. How do I make this? There we go. What the hell was I going to ask you about? Crappy stocks. Oh, I know. Why didn't you just take the loss on them, get the hell out of them? Why are you
That's
still
what I
trying
talked.
to repair it?
That's what I talked about last week. Um,
Yeah.
I guess it pisses you off because you look at it right, and you're like, because I was going through that process, right? I was like, okay, I'll just get rid of them, take the loss right now, and this was 2 weeks ago. And then they, of course, the 2 weeks, the market that we've had, it's one of those things. I kind of flipped a coin, right, and I lost. So
But my
I,
thinking is you take the loss in these companies, don't ever get back in them. Guess what? You can offset gains with those losses, and you can get into
absolutely,
something that's either better or it's going to recover faster or whatever, and make that money back. It's a mental thing, right? It's mostly a mental thing.
absolutely, it's absolutely a mental thing. Because my first instinct, like I said last week, my first instinct was, you know what, get rid of all this crap and let's just sell some puts on indexes like I was planning to do anyway, right? But that mental thing of, man, I don't want to take that much of a loss
That
ends
took
up,
$15,000, Jerry.
well, but it ends up snowballing on you too. It could, right? If you flip that coin and you end up on the wrong side, it could end up snowballing on you. So instead of getting out
Not
of,
really,
for
though.
instance,
I
uh,
don't think I don't think so. I'll
well,
comment on that in a minute.
what I mean is, instead of getting out on Stone, for example, I had an opportunity to get out at 15, and I sold the covered call at 15, and stock proceeded to fall to 12. Well, I could have did a double whammy and bought back the covered call and sold the stock as well, and then just compound your loss that way. But eh.
I look at it different because me taking the loss and getting into something, I essentially got into the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I rode Intel down $50 and then got into something else and then that went down another 50. It wasn't like that at all. So to me, I don't look at it like that. Could the market go down more? Yeah, but guess what? I'd be hurt just as bad being in those other ones I was already in. If I waited those out to expiry or close, right? Matter of fact, they probably would have even gone through the roof. They were already through the roof as it was. So the way I look at it is this is just a smart move on my part to make me, just in a better position. But I don't really feel like I'm any better off in general, like exposed more to the market this way, other than I all I really did is better myself on something that I feel more relaxed in, that I can kind of take to the grave if I had to, right? I mean, I'm not going to have to, but
I mean, it was definitely a mistake because, going into the end of December is really when I had that thought in my head, right? You know what? Just go ahead and take all the losses right now because it's the end of December, tax loss harvest, all that. And that's where, the mistake happened. And, I should have did my first instinct. It's really what I should have did.
well, it's a lesson learned. Put it in your arsenal.
Yep.
I've learned a lot of those lessons. Sometimes it just makes sense to get out of Dodge and then get into something that you believe in or have more faith in or whatever. What do we got here, Jerry? First, not darn
First,
good. The hell's that mean? Oh, first,
first
not. Oh,
not.
darn. Who was the first? It's not up there anymore. Good Sunday evening, boys. I know there was another person above Olga, but it's not showing up
There is.
anymore.
It's right there. Don't be a quitter.
What?
Oh, you don't
Not
see
on
that?
here. That's what's showing on there.
Huh. That's weird.
You see it?
I see dividend drip right there. Don't be a
That's
quitter.
odd. It's not showing on my end. Hide current comment. No, I don't see it. I'd probably have to go to the non-live stream. I probably have to go over here. Let's see here. Um, don't go. Well, no, those are already scrolled off too. Never mind. All right. Well, sorry. How come I can't see those, Jerry? Is there another one higher than that?
No, there
Okay,
was
no, I
one,
think
but I think they deleted it because I don't see
yeah, there
that
was
one.
another one higher than that. Don't be a quitter. I'm not a quitter. Didn't you quit your job 10 years ago? Oh man, all good. Jonathan, don't go. Um, yeah, it's like that song from the end of one of the Fast and the Furiouses when Paul Walker was dead, saying "see you again soon" or whatever. Well, that's kind of what it is here. So, because I might come back sometime down the road, but I gotta get shit done, and it's just there's a lot of stuff I need to get done still in a short amount of time to get there, Jerry. Um,
Yeah, so if you want to talk about it, I am going to be hosting this live stream on my own on my channel starting next Sunday. Um, I don't know if Dave's going to be a guest if he's available. That's more than happy to have my Ed McMahon with me. Um, but starting next Sunday, it will go on to the Retire with Less channel. So if you're not subscribed, most of you probably are. Come on over to my channel. We'll pick it up starting next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Different channel.
Different channel. Sorry. Pretty much, it's going to be the same format, except it's just going to be my ugly face on the screen. So come along, come one, come all. Yeah.
I've already offered to come on next Sunday, so I can be the smart one for a change.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works. I might not be able to keep my ugly mug shut, but we'll see. Good evening. What's going on, Gary? I'm gonna miss Gary's comments. See you tomorrow night. See Jerry and Dave tomorrow night. I'm gonna miss those comments.
Yep.
CMF and W. Good evening. CMF and W. Gonna miss that comment too. This is going to be epic. Yes, sir. Market Scraper. We got Mark Ryan here. Hello, everyone. Mark Ryan. Rebecca, what do we got here? Totally going to miss the show. Dave, maybe I missed it, but wondering why stopping show early before retirement. So I got a lot of shit I got to get done. That's why. We talk on Thursday nights. We talk on Saturday nights. I just can't do it all, right? I got to drive up to South Dakota on a Sunday. I'm not going to have time to do all this stuff. It's the perfect time. It's been a year. Jerry's got his wings. So it's time to focus. I got a lot of shit I got to get done. And it's overwhelming. It's just me doing it. I don't have a partner. Don't have a girlfriend, if anybody's available.
Hint, 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 hint.
So yeah, that's just the thing. There's so much to get done still. It's overwhelming. I got a lot of stuff done already, a lot of big stuff figured out, but there's still a lot to do. I'm stressed out all the time. There's a lot of shit going on at work. And just when I thought I could just don't really care about work anymore, I care more about work right now than anything, because I would probably feel like crap if I quit working and leaving the customer in a weird spot where things are half done or half-assed, not quite finished. It bothered my brain knowing that, like, even after I quit, like, oh, I wonder if they got that fixed, it just doesn't. That's just how my brain works. So that's the short answer. What's going on, Christopher Blaine? Good evening, Jerry and Dave, everyone else. The show is ending. No. Did you not read the did you not read
No.
the title? Yeah. I learned about cash secured puts and covered calls, so now I can safely lose all my money.
Safely lose
No.
it. As long as you're safe.
Dave's safe. Um, Christopher, this is a cheat code for you to retire early, in my opinion. It's definitely not something. If you're doing it wrong, maybe don't do it wrong. Go back and watch all the streams, catch all of the lessons. And if I have time, maybe after I retire and get back in the AT or whatever, I'm gonna make a montage of all of the things we talked about in these videos.
That would be
All of the
hilarious.
political comments that we've done. I'm going to do all the laughing things that we've done. I'm going to do all the lessons that we learned and make individual videos out of every single one of those montages. At least that's what I want to do. It's like almost 5 days of straight freaking live streams. If you watch them over and over, like
Yeah,
consecutively, it's 5 days straight almost of live streams. That's a lot of footage, Jerry.
that is.
Got a laugher there. Chucky Chill.
Chucky.
Um, I've started to use Chucky Chill as a verb now. Is it a verb?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
I think it's a verb.
it's
So
action. Yeah.
Jerry's like, yeah, I'm gonna put on a couple of these intels down at 20 cents or whatever. I'm like, oh, you're gonna Chucky Chill it? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's what Chucky Chill does. He puts on like 5 contracts at 20 cents each or whatever. So there, we used to call it Stock Ninja. Stock Ninja is still, that's a verb too, I guess. What was the Stock Ninja one, Jerry?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. Stock Ninja had its own. He had his own. Probably with an AMC or something like that.
No, I don't remember. No, but he would only do stocks over 100 billion market cap or something like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think we started at kind of just searching that daily movers list, and really didn't have a market cap thing on there at all. Maybe it's set at like 1 billion or 2 billion, and then I upped mine I think to 20 or something. I should probably lower it a little bit, but yeah, he was he came up with a couple of $100 billion or something like that, some crazy number. But Chucky Chill's got his own verb now. El Presidente Tremendo Huffman. Let's see here. Fighting internet issues, but made it. Hello, everybody. We missed you last year. Not
Can't
last year, last week.
can't have internet issues for El Presidente.
Well, he is out there in the Philippines.
Can we just call you the Huff?
Huff. Yeah,
The
President Huff. POTUS.
POTUS Huff?
You know what? I think that Philippines is open back up to vaccinated people, travelers.
Really?
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
yeah, open back up. And this is the week we find out whether or not they extend our mask mandate here in this state. So I'm pretty sure they're probably going to, just because we're a blue state, Jerry.
I have no idea whether it's on, off. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I sure hope they take it off. My nose needs some relief. She's
You know what I'm really excited about and really made me smile this weekend? Try and guess.
bacon was on sale.
No. Well, that made me happy too, but it was the truckers in Canada.
Truckers in Canada. What's that have to do with anything?
You haven't even seen anything, right?
No, I haven't been watching the news at all.
That's an issue. Trucker Freedom Convoy. They're because President, whatever the heck his name is, minister, I don't know what the hell they are right there, told them that the truckers and all that were just some fringe minority, and they hold a unacceptable opinion of their mask mandates or vaccine mandates. And so freaking tons of people just bombarded the capital, Ottawa, in Canada. And it was just miles and miles and miles of trucks and everything, and they had to whisk Trudeau out of there and put him in some secure bunker.
The guy is he's kind of a tool. I'm not gonna lie. He's just a tool.
It just made me happy to see that in Canada.
I mean, if anybody gets mad at me saying that, look, a lot of our people and our freaking higher ups are tools too. So the thing is what's dumb about that is, look, the trucks are like the backbone of the economy. You know what I mean? Without trucks, you ain't getting goods. Yeah, rail still delivers a lot too, but trucks, a lot of times, because the rail bring it to the warehouse. The trucks bring it from the warehouse to the actual stores, right?
And those things got to run 24/7, 365.
Yeah. You do not want to cross the truckers, man. That's a tight-knit community right there.
You need to look that up. It'll probably make you happy. And it's starting to bleed over like into freaking Australia and other countries. It's called the Freedom Convoy. So they're just it's pretty awesome.
I got to take a look at that. Yeah. David Hibson. Good evening, Gerry and Dave. What do we got here? This is our boy from last week, I think. Let me see.
Which stock? Was it Square or Tesla?
It was last week. It was Google.
Oh, that's right. Google.
Let's take a look. Well, so I know for a fact that Google got slammed on Monday.
Yeah,
but
it did.
I slept. I didn't go to bed until really late that day. So I woke up, I think, 30 minutes after the market was open, and the market was on fire in the other direction. So, Matthew, what happened last week? Because you most likely weren't able to get out pre-market, and maybe I need to scroll down, but you most likely were not able to get out pre-market, I'm assuming. And I don't know where Google was at even pre-market, but it had a rough Monday, right?
Yeah, it had a rough Monday. I remember looking at it on Monday morning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Monday, it traded all the way down to 2,500 or something. So that probably would have scared the shit out of you. Not to mention, because you had a margin call sitting. So what did you do? What did you do? I'm hoping for a less painful week in the markets this week. Yeah. So the thing is the head was able to hold out. He would have been probably okay. Because by the end of the week, he would have been fine. You know what I mean? It did spike. Wait, was that Friday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? No, that was Monday.
Yeah, it was down. It was down
He
big.
had a 2,600 on, didn't he? Not a 2,500 on.
I thought it was 25.
The bottom side was a 2,600, I think.
No, yeah, he had a 2,600.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
So that Monday candle brought him all the way down to 2,500. And I'm assuming he got out before it got all the way down there, but man. And then just 2 days later, he would have been out of the money.
Yeah.
Well, his shit was already expired anyway, right? It was just a matter of what he was going to do with those shares, right?
Right.
Which, honestly, if you have a margin call and you're in that deep of a hot water, you probably would have got scared out of it. So my guess is he got scared out of it, probably pre-market. And I'm kind of just speculating here. He's probably I need to scroll down, Jerry, is what I need to do. We'll get down there, Matthew. Brian, America.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
Did you see? I watched a glimpse of Biden on the news last week, and he's like getting fired up and yelling and shit. It's crazy with some of the shit that he does. You know, he's getting all flustered and shit.
And he says he sticks his foot in his mouth so much, just like Trudeau. You know, I know Trump, right? He stuck his foot in his mouth a lot of times, right? I'm not going to defend that. But Trump reminded me more of a New York gangster than a
Oh, for
politician.
sure.
So
For sure.
it's kind of like, okay, I mean, that's what I expect out of the guy. But you're talking about, Biden and Trudeau, they're career politicians, right? They should they should know how to play the game, and they just stick that foot far up in their mouth.
Just hearing them kind of just yell about something I wouldn't call it insignificant, but there's a lot of other stuff you get fired up about, about the economy and stuff, and he just, I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it because he just depresses me.
Yeah, just
And
ask,
people on the left
ask.
are turning against him big time too.
Oh, nobody even wants to be around him, but ask, simple questions that can give you some quick answers.
That still cracks me up. Damn, man, going to miss this. Lord Slade. I know, man. It's bittersweet. Bittersweet everything all around. Quit my job, everything. It's all bittersweet, I don't even want to have those conversations with the customer or my boss or nothing. Ugh. Late unsubbing. Do what you got to do. Uh, don't get people any ideas. We got David here. Good evening, David. Good evening to you. Love the flag.
Perosi.
Yeah, love the flag. I had an American flag in my house for a long time that was upside down. Long time. That's back through my libertarian days, and I'm still kind of a libertarian at heart, but man, it just really pisses me off what's going on in this country sometimes. The politics. The politics can really just fire me up. Gerry, will you be carrying the live streams on? Going to bring on guest hosts?
Yes, and I don't know. A lot of what. Well, a lot
It's
of
very
people
tough
don't,
to find hosts or guests, by the way.
and personally, what a lot of people don't know about me, um, I'm very antisocial, believe it or not, and
What?
I'm very antisocial.
So am I. What are you talking about?
But what I'm saying is, I mean, me and Dave been talking well over 2 years now, so it's really comforting, right? Um, so it's I don't know. I'm just an antisocial introvert type of guy that I'm typically a loner. You find me, you give me a choice of going to a packed movie theater or staying at home by myself. I'm picking staying at home by myself 99.999 times out of 100. So
Jerry and I are so much alike in so many different ways. It's so crazy. I'm an introvert. Nobody would even realize or know it. And I'm a loner. I've been a loner my whole life. I used to work in a BBS there, and not go out. And it's like, I'd be like a person underneath a stone or whatever. But I'm the same way. There's no way. And that's part of the reason why I have a problem dating sometimes too, because I'm kind of a homebody most of the time. I like to have a home base, and then I'll venture out once in a while. I'm not like a person that's out all the time, then just occasionally comes home. I'm the opposite. So, yeah. Let's see here. What do we got? That's a strange Joe Biden flag. GW.
strong Joe
Strong.
Biden flag.
Strange. Yeah, you're right. Strong. Strong Joe Biden flag. What's Joe Biden have to do with that?
Hopefully nothing.
I don't think Joe Biden cares about America at all.
No.
I say that a lot, though. I say that a lot of the politicians don't care about their people. They don't care about people. That's debatable. But do they really care about people? I don't think they give a rat's ass. It's all about power and money.
Yeah. Yeah.
No comment. Bullish over the next few days, but over the next month, we could definitely see another nice dippity dip. Yeah, I know. A lot of people are calling for a little bit lower dip, actually. Let me see here, SPY. They're calling for a low, like a 4,200, I think is what they're calling for, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here, ES. No, below 4,200. Honestly, there's not a lot of support below that. I don't know where the next support is. I don't know. I think where we're at right now is a pretty good. I think it's a pretty good bounce point. You know, where we kind of bounce up to 4,200, right close to it. Then I think we could come all the way up to like 45.50 on the SPY, which is that left side over there, kind of like a left shoulder. We could put a right shoulder in maybe.
Okay.
You see the head and shoulders there a bit, Jerry?
Yeah, now I can see it now that you mention it.
Now, that would actually be bad because head and shoulders break down usually, which means it would probably go down to, below 4,200. Who knows, 4,100 or something like that, or 4,000 or whatever. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot of money out there, still people that want to buy the dip. I mean, a good example is how could you not say, let me see here. Was it Monday? Yeah. How can you say that Monday nobody bought that dip? There's no money being bought. All this is outflows. That's horseshit. That's a complete reversal on Monday.
Yeah, it was.
That's a lot of money that transpired. So I don't know. I don't know if I believe that nobody's buying. I guess time will tell. I'm definitely not a forecaster. I tried to do a little bit of it, but I still just put my plays on. We got Adirondack's here. Can't go wrong with that flag. Nice, Jerry. Yeah, well, the "Don't Tread on Me" flag is the original flag. I know a lot of people look at it as a bad connotation, I suppose. They think it's like, right wing conspiracy, crazy folks. But it was the original flag before the American flag was an American flag. So you should really not look at the "Don't Tread on Me" flag like that.
I should have
But
them
it's
all.
always at the right wing rallies, though.
I should put them all up.
I got a "Don't Tread on Me" flag right across my American flag. It's on one wall, and the other wall's got a "Don't Tread on Me" flag. Now I'll send you one, Jerry, because I used to sell them
Nice.
on Amazon. So, all right, what do we got here? Wish you the best, Dave. If you remember, I was around on some of your first streams. Yeah, I remember you.
I remember
Fellow
Rumple.
Fire here as well. Yeah, we used to call you Rumpelstiltskin.
Yep.
Because that's just how I remember it. Yeah, glad to have you back. Let's see here. What do we got here? Lord Slade. Twist ending. Gerry runs away with Dave to the AT trial to live in peace and joke about options.
Hell no. Unless I'm in a golf cart or an ATV next to him, then ain't no way I'm walking all
You
that
ain't
way.
making an ATV. Well, maybe small portions of it, yeah, but no.
Maybe I can drive like to the next destination and meet him somewhere, but I ain't walking.
That's what Gerry needs to do. He needs to have an RV and just kind of, he runs support, every few miles on them. Then he's got food, he's got water, he's got a toilet, because I'll probably need that all the time. So, yeah, there you go, Gerry. I'll buy the Prevost.
There you go.
You just have to drive it. You got to pay for the gas and you got to drive it. How about that?
That works.
That's 2,200 miles. How much money is that in gas?
That's a lot of gas, though. Yeah, you're right.
Like 5 miles to the gallon or
5
something.
miles
That
a
thing
gallon.
That's 440 gallons at like $4.
$4. Yeah, that's a little bit.
$1,700, Gerry. That's 5 months though.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Nah. I'm still trying to get Gerry to come over. I'm trying to get him to go to Mexico. I'm trying to get him to South America. Trying to get him to go to like Costa Rica or Panama or Philippines or Thailand or Vietnam. I'm convincing him.
I'm working on my wife because my biggest fear of going to a foreign land is not knowing the language, and that just makes that.
I don't know the language.
I know, but for me, it makes me totally uncomfortable when I hear people speaking other languages and stuff around me. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, right? So it makes me just totally like wig out, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. So my wife speaks Spanish, so I'm trying to work on her to get to her some sort of Spanish speaking travels going on.
I'm still learning English. I'm still learning English. I am terrible. To the day I die, I will still be learning English. More words. I got a very low vocabulary. Low. I mean, is that the way? That's not even how you say it, you know? It's like Gerry talking in his video summit, gooder, or
Gooder.
better, gooder, or gooder. Like, that's how I talk, you know what I mean? I have a master's, you know? So Gerry's got a 6th grade education, but we're just as freaking as well educated as one another. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
what are the statistics? I hate that word,
yeah,
statistics. There
statistics
you
is
go.
that's not a tough one. Phlebotomy. No, let's see. There's a lot of words. Aluminum I had a problem with for years. Curriculum. That's a word I can never get right.
Curriculum.
Curriculum. Yeah. When somebody else says it, I can say it every time, but yeah. I need to get back overseas. I miss TNA like a mo for TNA. What you talking about there, Gerry?
I don't know.
Talking about an option?
Yeah, I was like, I got a bunch of those.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Triple leveraged Russell there? Dividend drip? Um, Mrs. Woman. Did you hook me up? Did you get your girl to hook me up with one of her friends or what? Pumpkin Man. What's going on, Pumpkin Man?
Pumpkin
Let's see
man.
here. I gifted some contributor. I don't honestly know what you get with that, but you get. I gave a couple of 5 people contributor in the options. People that are in there talking on Thursdays. They're in there, you know, contributing to the chat and stuff. So they got contributor status. Pumpkin Man's one of them. Let's see here. What do you guys think of Pinterest pins? Premiums look pretty good, and it's fallen to 24x. Um, Men don't know anything about pins. I do have a pins account, by the way. Uh, it's a girl thing, isn't it, Gerry?
I've perused the site once or twice.
What's that word mean? Perused. Pins. If you want to know my feelings on pins, is just it's not the cream of the crop. They do have like I'd say pins definitely has kind of a niche in their own way that
Yeah.
makes them unique. That's probably the only reason they're successful. But I don't think I wouldn't bet Gerry's money on it.
Yeah, it looks like it can go to 20.
Oh, I have to actually scroll out to see how far that thing can go.
Exactly, yeah.
20 would be a good number, I'd say. Yeah. Let me see. I think because all the luster fell off that stock. Look at that stock look at a monthly chart, Gerry. It's scary looking.
I think
$90.
I think you played this before, didn't you?
I've played a couple of puts in it here and there, but I learned, you know, it's not that I learned my lesson. I just, you know, I was just dumb. Like, why would you be in a stock that went from $20 up to $90 and all the way back to 26? That is not a stock I want to be in.
Yeah. If I had to put a put on, it would be at the 20 range.
My question is, Zach, isn't there any other stocks out there that you put something on that's way better than pins? You know? Yeah, I just don't.
I mean, it was kind of a pandemic play, right? So
I don't see it as a pandemic play, though. That's the
no, but
thing.
what I'm saying is it really
I know what you're
encourages
saying, but
at
I just
home
don't
type stuff.
understand how it really was. But there's so many people staying home and
Right.
starting like home businesses and blogs and stuff like that they probably utilize pins.
Yep.
But wouldn't Snapchat be up as well? Let's take a look at Snapchat's chart.
Probably looks the same.
It honestly does look the same from the same time frame anyway, even though Snap's been out longer. Twatter, I would assume, is the same. What is twatter? Twatter. What the hell is
TWTR.
twatter? T what? Oh
TWTR.
yeah.
Looks the same.
Yeah, it's the same. What's another one? Instagram. That got bought out.
That's Facebook.
Yeah. Why isn't Pins getting bought out? Let's see how big is that company. Snapchat's a $45 billion company. Pins. What? How is Snapchat a $45 billion company?
Yeah, I don't know.
Seriously.
That's a trip.
Like, it's just a little teeny app, you know? Like, I don't understand how Pins is a $17 billion company. A little website. It's just like, holy cow. They must have a lot of reach. They must have a lot of users. Otherwise, how do they make the money, you know? It's not for me. I would almost I think there's better stocks out there where you can just, I don't know if you're chasing premium or if you just like the company. I don't know, Man, Pumpkin Man. Whoa, pins dropped a lot. Yeah, not for me. Grind and retire. Good day. What's up, y'all? Grind and retire. Let's see here. We got 150 shares of QLD on Thursday in the Roth.
Not my favorite in a Roth.
I was just gonna say, I let Gerry say it. Yeah, he's not a big fan of the return on capitals in the Roths or the tax deferred accounts.
Yeah. Thing is, QILD, a lot of the YLDs pay return of capital distributions, which for now is technically an untaxed distribution. So, in other words, it's a non-dividend distribution that you don't need to pay taxes on. So to put that in a tax protected account, you're wasting the benefit of the Roth by putting QILD in there.
Now, where it would, well, actually, it doesn't even help him in there either, because if you sell it, that becomes a taxable event, but it really doesn't help in there either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the
So
only thing is
it's
if you
screwed
sell
both ways, really.
right. If you sell it, then that's if outside in a taxable account QILD, if you sell it, those return of capital distributions go against your cost basis. So even when you sell it, you're going to pay the difference between what you received and what you sell it for. Even if it's the same price, right? So you bought it for 20 and you sold it for 20, your cost basis really isn't 20. It's
Right.
20 minus all the distributions you receive. So,
So
but in my
QILD
opinion, you shouldn't be selling. If you're going to get into an income fund, commit to it, never sell it, and just use it for what it's designed for.
Yes. Try to reserve your Roth for something with high growth or pays out, unqualified dividends or something like that. So, I mean, just saying, QILD in a taxable account, yeah, you won't pay taxes on that if it's all return on capital, but if you do sell it, you will.
Right.
So take it to the grave. I'm probably not going to follow those rules just because I'm me. So, but I do want to reduce my Nusi position. The writing's on the wall. I'm not going to wait around for a black swan event. Nusi, not cutting Nusi out. I'm just going to reduce it. I'll reduce that to 100K or something. I don't know. I think I'm better off in Devo or Jeppy instead, right? Because look at it. I mean, Jeppy and Devo held up very well. Of course, the SP 500's held up pretty well, right? But
just want to put another thing out there on tax deferred accounts of QILD. Putting QILD in a traditional IRA is even worse because now you're turning a non-taxable investment into a taxable one when you have to withdraw from the traditional. Completely taxable.
59 and a half. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's see what he says. Dave, does your employer? No, they don't know yet. They don't know yet. I'm gonna wait till the end of this month, or wait, end of February, and I'll tell them. That'll give them a month and a half to find somebody. That's not gonna be easy. But I just don't, you know, 2 weeks is not right either, though. So yeah, I think a month and a half is plenty of time. I mean, well, they could just say, well, you know what, Dave, let's just let you go right now. Then, I don't want to. They could do that. I mean, I don't think they would, but do you recognize the loss when you roll? Because the option you close has a loss. Yes, it's a loss immediately. A roll, a roll is just closing one out and open a new one. There's no, even though it seems like it's a connected event and all that stuff,
I
because
think
technically, when you do a true roll, it kind of is under one ticket, right? A
I think
one
it's
bag
just
order, if you
I think it's
will.
just called a roll so that you don't feel so bad. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah, you could always that could be a strategy, a forever roll,
Yep,
right?
you could forever roll.
You could forever roll, both on the downside and the upside, right? The market goes down, you keep rolling. Market goes down, you keep rolling. The market goes up, you keep rolling. The market goes up, you keep rolling. The market goes up, you keep rolling, right? And you just ride the wave. Eventually, if the market went down 2 straight months, you'd take those realized losses, right? You roll it out again, you keep rolling, the market goes up, and guess what? You get all those losses back, and you keep going up and up and up. It's a strategy. It's kind of what we do, really, right?
Yeah.
The market's going up, our put goes up, doesn't it? Most cases.
Yep.
Also, sort of cover call at 23.50.
For
What's
GT,
GT?
GT tire.
Oh, that's Goodyear.
Oh, that's fine.
What's
I don't
what's
think
T
that's good.
stand for?
Goodyear tire.
Shouldn't it be GYT? It's Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, Jerry.
And Co.
Rubber Company. Yeah. Um, I haven't looked at this one in a long time, but we had a pretty in-depth conversation about tires with James is on here.
Yep.
So yeah, Goodyear tire, 23.50. Cover call. Yeah, I don't know what your cost basis is on that. Yeah, I think it's actually insanely cheap price stock. Ford P is very low on it. It's just not like a company that excites me though. Not really. That doesn't really. I take that back. I don't need to be excited about a company to get into it. It's just I I don't know. I don't really. I think it's just that one of those companies that's just blah. We need them,
It
but they're not
is.
going to be like they're not going to be on fire and like, oh my god, this stock became a $100 billion company. You know what I mean? It's never going to be one of those. It's a company we need. That's it.
It's almost like it kind of hurt themselves, because before, tires were like 30,000-mile tires, right? Now they got 75,000-mile tires. It's like that doesn't
Don't
help.
they cost more though?
I guess so, but just seems weird.
You know, the thing is the way I look at it. At least EV doesn't hurt them. Matter of fact, EV helps them
Yeah, because the
because they
tires
weigh
wear
a
out.
freaking 10,000 pounds. They actually need to be. They need to honestly. They need to make. They need to make EV rated tires. Just regular tires won't hold an EV car.
That's probably a good idea, and have them cost a hell of a lot more. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, they should. They need to make better tires for EVs because you're talking about like a sedan that should weigh 3,000 pounds, 3,600 pounds, weighs over 5,000 pounds. A lot of
Yeah,
weight.
they need light truck tires on those things.
Yeah, we need to go back to bias ply, Jerry.
There you go.
Retreads. Dave's last Sunday. GW's taken over. The king is dead. Live long the king. It's called me a king.
I think so, and he's saying you're dead.
Long, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm not dead yet. Uh, what do we got here? Oh, he changed it. President Raymond Huffman. Hello, Dave. I like your new dividend pyramid. I'm considering 50% VU, 25% SCHD, 15 Devo, 5 Jeppy, 5 Crapto staking. 50, 75, 85, 90, 95. That puts you right on 100, doesn't it? Let's see here. This would give me a dividend of 3% and cover my cost of living so I can retire. That's actually really low.
3%.
I guess the question there is, why even have the VU? Could just go straight SCHD or, yeah, I like the VU. Don't get me wrong, but that lowers your yield big time. So I don't know. What do you think, Jerry?
I don't know.
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3% is if 3% is going to get it done and leave you some excess, then I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, that's the problem I had with my dividend portfolio was paying out like 3.5%. That's kind of the number that I shoot for a dividend portfolio. Now he's just losing a major value or major yield just on VU. VU's going to have a pretty good growth rate. It'll probably be a fine because you can always take money with VU. I guess you could take portion of your principal every year too and be fine, right? That's kind of the premise behind VU and BTI. That I made a video on that too, talking about that. Dividends, right? Like a 3.5% yield, you can just live off that, right? Or you just have everything into VTI and you just subtract 4% every year off the principal. Either one should work.
Or you can take the VU dividends and roll them into the SCHDs and Devos, or vice versa.
Yeah, if you're not living off them.
Right.
But a traditional dividend portfolio requires a lot of capital to live off the dividends. Yes. $2 million. You're looking at 60 grand. You know what I mean? It's $2 million. And guess what? Some of that's on your tax deferred side, so you can't even get it out.
But he is in the Philippines where he probably only needs 15 grand.
He's got a family, Jerry.
Okay, 20 grand.
Yeah. With a maid.
Yeah.
And everything else covered. Yeah. It's definitely doable over in a country like that. But in this country here, you have to have a Susie Orman sized portfolio, Jerry.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, talking about baseball.
Oh yeah, keep me updated on that one. It was a good game today against the Bengals and the Chiefs. I was rooting for them Bengals, and they pulled it out.
You don't like Chiefs.
I do not like Chiefs. Sorry.
I don't know anything about football. I don't even know.
San Francisco. I'm rooting for San Francisco here because my son's.
What channel is it on, Jerry? It's on Sling?
It's on Fox.
So it's on Sling.
It could be.
I would continue to sell options.
Oh, damn. I just found it. Rams won 20-17.
So, yeah, we're just we're only 45 minutes late on that comment, I guess. Jeez. Well, we'll look at the poll in a second because now I looked at it, we're already an hour in. So make sure you get your vote in. I would continue to sell options in retirement and reinvest that money. Yeah, me too. That's a forever thing right there. It's too much money on the table by not doing it. Okay, PLR. What's that?
Palantir. You have to go down one more.
Yeah. Palantir may go to zero, but not a crazy stock.
I think you meant crappy. May go to zero, but it's not a crappy stock.
Said crazy.
I know. You have to go down one.
He's basically calling me a hypocrite is what he's doing. Because I've been saying it's going to zero for a long time, but I've been really kind of joking about it. But you know, it's going to $10. You know, and it got very close. It might actually hold here at 12. Who knows? The market actually goes up. It might actually hold. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Crappy. So yeah, I'm fine. I just do people actually block these people? Let's see here. Block. Yeah, maybe we already got them. Let's see here. Dividend and dojis. Hello all. I've been buying the dip on Nasdaq ETFs like BST and NUSI. Hopefully we'll have a nice recovery around March. Yeah, maybe Gerry want to comment a little bit on the BST because BST has got its ass handed to itself. And what's different about BST, Gerry, than just the overall Nasdaq? I guess.
The biggest difference is how many people are actually in it compared to, say, QQQ, right? So, closed-end fund, you're going to have a lot of individual investors in there. A lot of people are in closed-end funds like BST strictly for income.
Why would
So
they sell then?
they're old. A lot of people are old. They see something going wrong and they get the hell out. They're scared. So that just increases the volatility of closed-end funds in particular. And not to mention the fact that their portfolio is it's not the Nasdaq. It's a bunch of other stuff as well. So that just kind of it makes it more volatile. And it's luckily BST doesn't have any leverage, which a lot of closed-end funds do, because if it did, it would even be in worse shape.
It's definitely having a rough year. I own BST, by the way, for anybody that I used to own it in my main portfolio, but now it's in the schoolie fund, so I do own it, and it's definitely had a pretty big sell off.
If
I'd
I was,
say
yeah, it
worse.
had a bigger sell-off than the Nasdaq for sure. If I was in
Yeah.
it, I'd be buying more. I mean, if you're looking at it and thinking that tech is not going to be, a growth factor for the next umpteen years, then that's kind of weird on you. But
Well, it is below par, isn't it?
it's a little bit of a discount below net asset value, and that's the thing. It's a lot of people, you can't judge a closed-end fund by its share price. You really can't. You got to look at, when you're evaluating a closed-end fund, you have to look at the net asset value, because they're totally separate from each other. So you really need to look at the net asset value and how well those managers over time manage to grow the net asset value. The share price is irrelevant, because it's just, the share price is just determined between you and another investor. Like, hey, you want to buy this for $45? No, I don't. I want to pay 44. So that's exactly how, that has nothing to do with the net asset value.
Jerry putting the truth down. So you actually brought up irrelevant. How come irrelevant's a word, but irregardless isn't?
It's not.
No,
I thought irregardless was irregardless. I've used that before.
it's not correct. Everybody uses it though. Regardless. You just use regardless.
Irregardless, is that the opposite of regardless then?
Regardless means regardless either way. What's the difference? Irregardless is not right.
Unregardless.
How? No, like you can't. Unregardless just not means not regardless. So it's just funny, irrelevant. Not relevant is technically the same thing. Not relevant, relevant, I guess. Irrelevant is just meaning not. I mean, yeah, that's a valid word, but irregardless is not. uh, let's see here. Speaking of crap stocks, need your opinion. Need your opinions on a play. We want to hear about your Google.
Yeah, that
Sold
thing
a
is down.
roadblocks. Sold a roadblocks 80 put Feb 4th expiry can do. Let's see, can do one of three things: Buy back for a $1,500 loss. Roll it out and close to nothing. Take the shares. Sell covered calls on them. Looking at covered calls. Um, what stock was it? Roadblocks.
Roadblocks. Yeah,
Shit.
that's hurting. Um,
Oh, Jesus. What's the? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can decipher what he's saying here, Gerry. Um,
uh,
80 put February 4th. Holy shit. Where were we at when you got into that thing? You just flying close to the sun or what? Buy back for $1,500 loss, roll it out for close to nothing. Take the shares and sell covered calls on them. Ugh, this is a rough one.
yeah, that's real rough.
I don't really know anything about roadblocks. I know a little bit about them. It's kind of it's like a Zynga in my opinion, though. I mean, Zynga's real small, but they're too big to get bought out. Probably, and they're not going to get bought out like Zynga. Was a lot smaller, but I don't know what to tell you here. If you believe in the company, then that
That's
changes things a little bit, right?
that's exactly what I was going to say. Is this something that you want to invest in? Um, if so, you can look at lowering your cost basis by rolling it out and doubling down.
So he can make money. The real question is this going to go down anymore? That's the question, right? So then here's the problem. It's below its IPO price. That's the problem. Not making any money technically either, from what I can see. It's got a pretty low short float, so I'm okay there. But it's below its IPO price. That's scary. So I like that you can still make money on it, based on this here. But how much lower can it go, Gerry? Of course, I've said that before. Things could go to zero. So
I mean, it can keep running. I mean, it can keep going. So, I mean, that's what I mean. It just really depends upon, like you said. I mean, if we, establish a bull run, then you might be okay, right? But if we don't, these types of stocks are the ones that suffer the most.
15. Well, how many shares did you get? I guess is the question. 100 shares, or is it just one contract you had on?
Yeah, see, that's where it really depends. Do you want to be an owner of the company? Because if you really wanted to cut your cost basis down and you think it's hit a bottom, then you can roll out a month and possibly roll down to say 60 and put on 2 contracts, right? So
Do the stock repair strategy on it too.
you could do that too.
Probably a perfect candidate for it. Yeah, I think the stock repair strategy is something you should look at, see if it makes out sense for you. Consult a Grateful Man or James in the Discord because they've run it before and they're good at it. If you sold a cover call at 15 and the stock dropped to 12, the cover call could be bought back at a profit or held expiration. Why was that a bad move? Has he responded to Matthew?
Yeah, I don't know where he's.
What's he responded to?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. It's definitely not Matthew. I'm just asking in general, Gerry.
I don't know. Maybe he's supposed to say, "Is that a bad move?" But
If you sold a cover call at 15, the stock dropped to 12, the cover call could be bought back at a profit.
I think he's talking about. Oh, I think he's talking about me. Well, it's a bad move because now you're down $300. If you have a covered call with a $15 cost basis and it dropped to $12, you're still out right now. If you try to sell that same $15 call, you're not going to get the same kind of premium that you got when the stock was at 15. I hope that makes sense.
What stock is he talking about?
He's talking to me in my
Palantir?
I don't know. I was just generalizing like when I had the stone put, I was saying I could have got out at 15, but instead I sold a $15 call and the stock dropped to 12. But I
Right,
really
right.
wanted out of the stock.
Yeah, he could have bought back the call, but for probably not very much money he would have made on it. It wasn't worth it really. He's using it to get out of the stock, and it backfired.
So now, it went from 15 to 12. Now I'm down $300 in the stock. So that's why that's a bad move. But you don't know it's a bad move until that happens.
Hindsight, Gerry.
Yep.
Dave, are you going to Ireland when you're done complete with the full Appalachian Trail? No, I might. I've always told myself I don't want to go anywhere in Europe unless it's like summertime. That's just me. I don't I don't want to go there when it's dark and grungy, but Ireland would definitely be on my list for sure. I want to see all of Europe, but it's not like number one destination because it costs more. I think there's other stuff I'd rather see first because it's cheap, until I get adjusted, to it. But yeah, definitely Ireland for sure. Croatia, Greece, Portugal, and I love the way those accents sound like in Ireland and the UK. That those accents are just super sexy.
Oh, Italy.
Italy, I'm Italian, Jerry. Do you know that?
Well, yeah. So I was wondering if you wanted to go there.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Get some real,
Yankees.
Italian food.
Yeah, I'm not a big. Well, I'll take that back. I'm not a pasta fan, but if it comes to like chicken parmesan or something, well, I'm all over it. So let's see what else. Yeah, Italian kielbasa or something. Italian sausage. So yeah, the answer is yeah, at some point, because it's a lot easier to travel from like I think it's a lot easier to travel when you're already over in like say Thailand or something over to Germany and the whole area. Hey Jerry, make Thumper your co-host. Yeah, Jerry. So did everybody get their vote in? Let's see. Let's go look at the vote. Let's see. What do we got here? How many votes we got? We got 101 votes. Holy cow! Looks like we got some voter suppression here, Jerry.
We don't even require ID.
Yeah, I know. It's the stupid machine. What the hell's going on here? Do you think the S&P 500 makes a new lower low before making a new 52-week high? What do you think, Jerry?
I vote no.
Well, 67% of the folks said yes. That's actually pretty decisive.
That makes me feel good then.
Why does that make you feel good?
Because I'm always against the grain. I always like to be the underdog. I always root for the underdog. I always like to be on the other side.
That hurts our portfolios. You realize that?
Yeah.
It hurts our portfolios big time because we're talking about a lower low, Jerry. Wow, that's pretty impressive. 65%. So we got another couple of votes. We'll look at it again here at the end, but yeah, 65% think that we're going to go to a lower low before we make a new high. And that's actually pretty. There's a big chance that'll happen, and I think the voters are right on this. The voters don't lie, Jerry. I think that we bounce higher, and then we roll over again and then make a new low. I think we do end the year positive, though. What do you think, Jerry? You think this is gonna be a bad year?
I don't think so. I think it could be a flat year, though.
That's fine for options.
Yeah, it's fine.
The problem is it's not getting taken out by the big waves in the flat market.
Right. You got to be able to move. You got to be able to maneuver or withstand these types of Januaries, right? I mean, this could happen, a few times this year.
Gerry won't trade in January of 2023, and that's when we'll have like a 15% run or something.
Probably. It'll probably happen.
Because honestly, January, you've heard of the January effect, right? Like it's normally a pretty darn good month. Normally, the first quarter is normally a pretty good quarter, you know? It's just lately when you have the 20 and 30% runs in a year, it's like, well, it's sell off, you know? Uh, should have guests on from the Discord. We don't discriminate where we get the guests from. Yeah. Or haven't before. Twizzle my nizzle. Wait, is this a new one or is this different?
Is this the same?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder. I haven't seen him in around in a little while.
Can you say how you guys met and were you friends before you started the show? So Gerry, Gen X, Ryan Giffen. Let's see here. There's about 4 or 5 of us that all started our YouTube channel right around the same time. Like Gen X and Gerry might have had one year a little bit before I did. So my channel officially I launched right around like June or July of 2019. Gen X was like right at the same time as I was. I think Ryan was in like April-ish. And then when did you officially, because you probably put out videos long before, but you never really made it something you did consistent. So when did you officially say you started?
Well, YouTube says May of 2019, I think it says. But I kind of just you're probably the only one here that has watched any of those old videos from back
Rant
then.
videos?
Yeah, it wasn't even actually financial. A lot of it wasn't at all. And it just kind of perused. There's that word again.
Yeah, it is.
It just kind of navigated that way, and I don't know how me and Dave started talking. For sure.
Probably once you got into options.
No, it was before
Started
that.
talking more.
Yeah, we started talking more then, but
we always support each other. I mean, that's what you do when you're a small YouTuber. You have to support each other because it's very tough to grow when you're a brand new YouTuber, unless you're Thumper. Thumper did it right. Thumper divulged himself into the community. Everybody knew him in the community long before he started his YouTube channel. Matter of fact, I think Gerry and I don't start one. It's too freaking hard. But he did good.
He's probably going to grow, way bigger from us combined. He'll probably just take off.
Yeah. So that's how you should have done it. But how we were doing it is we're just supporting each other. We're going on the people's live streams. We're supporting people in the comments, watching their videos and stuff. And that's really what you do when you're a small YouTuber. There's no really any way around it, really. Putting videos out, I mean, it was rough, Gerry, because I remember my very first video, I put that out, and it's like, holy cow, this is hard. Like I thought I'd get views, I thought I'd get subs. It doesn't work like that. It just does not work. It's very slow.
My first whole bunch of first videos, first section of videos, getting 20 views, and I was happy. I was like, yeah, 20 is good, right?
Let's just say this. It was Graham Stephan, because I used to watch a lot of his videos back before I started my channel. I'm like, the hell, this guy's growing this big. He's making this much money on YouTube. Like, he's just a young kid, doesn't really know shit. You know what I mean? Hasn't even really proven anything he's doing, really, But people liked him. People felt, so I'm like, well, I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas investing wise. Let me try this, It was way harder than I thought.
Yeah.
So,
and then
if you look at YouTube, it says I created in 2017, because that's officially when I created the channel. Yeah. But I didn't put my first video up until the middle of 2019.
And then March 2020 happened, and that brought out freaking humongous amount of new people. I'm talking hundreds of new financial channels that you don't even see around anymore.
A lot of them, yeah, you're right.
A lot.
So no, we were not friends before. Well, we were before we started the show. Yes, we knew each other. And then we used to talk a lot on Saturday nights. We still talk on Saturday nights. And then it's just the option stuff. We've been on live streams together as well on other people's channels and stuff. So yeah, and then we find out we're very much alike too, the way we think and just what's weird about Gerry and I is totally different backgrounds, totally different paths. You know what I mean? Like Gerry,
That's what it is. It is interesting. It's like,
our channels are just, the retire with less series. He's got a bunch of supporters there to support him and retire with $250,000, and it's like here I'm with a way more amount of money, and I'm like I ain't gonna retire. It's like totally different channels, but it's just. I don't know. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome to watch, him inspire all the people that follow him, and then you got a different crowd. A lot of the people that watch me still watch him, for different reasons too, but they're in a different boat, just different boat. Richard's a good example. Mike's a different example.
Everybody has different stories, different backgrounds, different pathways to get where they want to go. And, yeah, I mean, it's just been an online thing, a video thing, texting. Not really texting, but a Discord thing. Maybe someday, Dave hooks up a 50 amp hookup and some sewer hookups in his property, and I'll come rolling up in my RV one day, and we'll, cook some bacon or something. I don't know.
I'm waiting for Rebecca to get that 50 amp. Matter of fact, she's already got the hookup. She needs a sewer hookup now.
He's the sewer hookup and a clear shot of the southern sky.
Yeah, exactly. Or just a long Cat 5 cable. Don't get ninja'd.
Don't get Roku. Yeah, Roku. There it was.
Roku'd. Thumper. Go take a look at Thumper's latest video. I'm trying to talk Thumper into back test and test the strategy out with buying SPY, holding SPY in your portfolio. 100 shares, maybe. I don't know. Let me see. No, is that right? 1,000 shares? Whatever the amount is. And then not really wheel, but churn the income from the SPX. So if you have one contract of SPX, is technically 10 times the size of SPY, right? So make sure you have the right amount on there, but churn the income with that, right? Because that'll take care of the issue with him losing the value of the stock going up or going down, right? If you own the SPY and you're selling out the money and it goes up way past that, you're still making the money up there on the portfolio. All you're using the SPX for is to churn the income. That's because that's the goal, right? I think that's a perfect solution for it.
You just definitely need the cash for that. How much is that notional for one contract?
One contract's not that bad. Yeah, one contract's not that bad. See, what is the SPX at?
I thought it was like 40 grand, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, but so he's still using a $250,000 portfolio, Gerry.
You can put on like
44,000. So yeah, times that by. Oh, so what you're saying is you have the $400,000 portfolio. Yeah. One contract. One contract.
You need 400,000.
So roughly. Yeah, I guess that really doesn't work, but not for a 250,000. But still, $400,000 is doable for a lot of people. But if you could technically go on, because he even did a couple of examples at beyond the 250,000, right?
Yeah.
How much is a SPX at the money? Let's take a look at that, Gerry. Let's just go out to March 18th. That's about 47 days out. How many do you think those are, Gerry? One contract.
Geez, I can't even think of that. March 18th. Geez, they have an AM and a PM. Holy cow.
What?
They have an AM and a PM expiration.
Oh, I didn't see that. So at the money is $13,000. $13,000.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
you can afford to even go down lower.
yeah, right. Because these are
If
all
you're only
cash
trying to
settled,
turn
right?
out like 5 or 6 grand, I mean, I don't know. I think okay. Now, granted, I get it. $400,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but it's doable for a lot of people. I think to have that amount of money at a retirement. I mean, come on. That I may have to consider that, Jerry. I just need Thumper to run the numbers and do the back test for me.
But it's cash settled. You can't. Can you? You
That's
can't.
exactly what you want, though.
You can't roll these, can you?
You
Well, I
don't
guess you
need to
can.
roll it. You don't need to roll it. You just close it, open a new one. Let it expire. I think it fixes the issue that he had with the example he used today.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get it. Because yeah, there's no
This is
shares
exactly
to
what
take
Jeppy's
in.
doing. This is
Yeah.
exactly what Newsy's doing. This is exactly what QLD's doing, XYLD. They're essentially doing the same thing, right? The difference is we can't afford all the stocks in SP 500, right?
Right.
So it's
Right.
easier just to own the SPY. You can't own the SPX because, I mean, why wouldn't you just own the SPY? As long as it's equal to one contract of the SPX, then you're good there. But it covers the issue where he kept losing out when the stock would run or something like that. Well, there you go. You're always going to hold those stocks over there. I would love to see it done. So there you go. I just gave Thumper his next video that he's going to get fireworks on.
And if you really got some money, do it on the NDX.
That's true. You could do it on the NDX as well. You'd own QQQQ, and then you just and the NDX is 14,000. So what is that 1.4 million?
1.4 million.
Yeah, I don't even know. Let me look at those contracts. I got to look at them, Jerry.
I did a NDX spread once too. It was like weird. I was like, I
Yeah, the
better not be doing this.
index. That's scary. It's definitely scary. Let's see. What do we got here? We got February. We got
God dang.
March 19th.
$62,000.
50. 500 and wait, is that right?
Wait, where are you at?
566. Add 2 zeros. $56,000. Yeah, you're right. I'm just right at the money.
Oh, you're looking at the calls.
Yeah, I'm looking at the calls.
Gotcha.
Puts her. Yeah, you're right. 60-something thousand dollars. Yeah, there you go. I mean, Jesus. At that price, you might as well just come down. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, at that price, you only have to be successful once in a whole year.
Yeah. That's tempting. That is tempting.
You only
Yeah.
is that risk? I mean, you only have to be right once in an entire year. You could take the rest of the year off.
Well, the problem is as we've talked about in the past, the biggest scary part about it is it's kind of like the spread, right? The spreads is a defined risk where it's immediately, if you're wrong, it's an immediate loss. Well, guess what? SPX, NDX, what's the other one?
Rut.
Yeah, you're right, RUT and INDU. They're cash settled, so you're immediately, if you're a loss, it's a loss, right? There's no roll or anything like that. Anyways. I mean, you can still roll it, but it's cash settled. You can't take the shares. I like the option to take the shares, but so if you came down, let me see, if you could come down to, let me see, a 20 delta on that, it's still 24 grand. Let's see what a 5 delta is. Let's just go with a 10 delta because that's pretty typical for me anyway. 12 grand at a 10 delta.
So you can do that once every 3 months.
Shit, I'd be doing it every month. Every 45 days. Anyways, it's something to consider for sure. And there's 70K people in stadium in LA right now, unmasked. What's the problem there? That's how you get over the pandemic. Elon has been twatting a couple of times about the trucks in Canada. Interesting.
Yeah, he's backing them.
How far are we behind, Gerry?
Quite a bit.
A
We're an
good.
hour behind.
Oh, fuck. Do you guys think the bear? Yeah, tell us about your Google story. Do you guys think the bear market would be the best time to invest for a long-term growth outlook?
It always would be.
I agree. I agree. But what do you mean the bear market? Are you saying we're in a bear market right now? We're
Yeah,
technically not.
when do we get there?
Yeah, we're technically not. We're just in a wave of a bull market still. Now some stocks could be in a bear market, but the overall market's not. But anyway, yeah, for sure. Any pullback, substantial pullback is a good time to buy for long-term outlook. Um, Pre-market, it was up to about 26.30. Couldn't get out. It dropped as low as 25.10 that morning while I was sitting on my margin call. I put a seller in at 25.50, closed it out at 25.50. Jesus. How big of a loss was that? Ended up being a $12,000 mistake. Holy mackerel. Never hold spreads. I'm not a big fan of spreads. If you take this, he took the stock, but he just couldn't take the stock, right? That's comes down to where having the account size screws you.
Right. Right.
Don't leave your computers, folks.
Now I do like spreads, but there's a garlic butter spread at Costco that is freaking bomb. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Fucking Gerry. If you are gonna, if you have a spread on a Friday, don't leave your computer. Really, it's you got to manage it. You got to manage it. Yeah, Super Bowl. Oh, really? Wait, wait. Is that the Rams, Gerry?
Yeah, the Rams and the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
Who would you vote for then? Bengals?
Bengals. Because
Wow.
they're the underdog.
Oh yeah, I'm an underdogger.
I don't know if they're technically the underdog though. I like the story because 2 years ago they only won 2 games, and here they are going to the Super Bowl 2
That
years
is
later.
pretty impressive. A lot of teams lose on purpose so they get higher draft picks.
Yeah.
Evening, gents. Thanks for all the live streams. Thanks a lot for that, Rajiv. Is it Rajiv or is it Shamir?
That's Shamir.
Roger Moore. See here, that was my favorite Bond. We were having a discussion about it. Did you realize that Roger Moore was in Cannonball Rally? Cannonball Run?
I'd have to say no.
No? There's a
Did you
lot of
know
other
what's
people.
his name? Did you know what's his name from WKRP in Cincinnati died?
Which one?
Wolfman.
Lonnie? Lonnie was the girl, right?
No, not it was the dude. Not Jack. What was his name? Dang it. Never mind. Nobody else knows what the hell WKRP in Cincinnati.
Probably not. Probably not. Lonnie Anderson or whatever her name was. And yeah, I mean, we used to watch that show all the time. It wasn't just that though. There was 21 Jump Street, the original 21 Jump Street. I mean, there was so much stuff on back then. 8 is enough, Gerry. Yeah. Wilford Brimley with Our House and stuff. Do you guys really need to only sell A-Team, Gerry? Do you guys really need to only sell CSPs and CCs for third Friday expiration?
No.
You do whatever you want to do, Christopher.
There are some stocks and ETFs out there that only do those, though.
Yeah, it's true. I try to stay away from the stocks that do that, but it's probably thinly traded is the reason why they're doing that.
Correct.
So I'm pretty much going out 45 days is what I'm trying to do. Did Apple save the market? A case can be made that the last week was reached the low of 2022. I agree. I guess time will tell. Apple could have maybe saved the market. Microsoft was down after hours, but I think the next day it was up pre-market and then traded up that day.
No, it swung after hours. It was down big, and then they climbed right back up during after hours. So they must have said something during the conference call to make that
Probably.
move.
Well, it actually had really good numbers.
Mhm.
Netflix honestly was the play. That was the zebra play right there. Bull zebra. That was the zebra play right there. I'm gonna put on it, but Thumper parroted me, by the way, on that one. What happens first, arcade to 90 or 40?
I don't think
So
it gets to 40, so I'd have to say 90.
yeah, I don't see. Let me see. 40 could be doable, but I don't think it will happen. I think 60 would be the low.
Well, oh wait, is my computer's freaking reset on me.
It would take a pretty substantial market decline to get arcade to go to 40, in my opinion. I think 60 could be like 60 right around on the dot could be doable, but 40 would be really it would require, it'd require a substantial sell off in the market probably to get there.
Yeah, I can see 60, but 40. If you had to go 40, I'd say 90 would come first.
And if it goes to 40, you might as well back up the truck. He's probably back up the truck because that's like down to 2020 lows. Tits and ass. Yeah, I didn't know that. Jeez. Tits and ass. I'll go anywhere there's some tits and ass, Gerry. Good evening, Dave and Gerry. Matt, Freddie, Gerry.
Matthew.
Let's see here. Sad to see the live stream ending. Learned a few things from you guys. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. We met a lot of great folks in here, and like I said, it is a little bittersweet for me. Of course, a lot of things are bittersweet for me this year, but maybe in the future. In the future, I'll come back. Let's see your great channel, Gerry's channel, sometime next week. Same time next week. Yeah, we'll put the link down there. I don't know if I have any. Wait, Dividend Drip. You're a mod. Put the link in there. Where are my mods? Let me see. Gerry, for volatility premium, plain sold calls and puts on a firm is wild. It must be near a firm. I see them then pop up a lot more and more, but oh man, that's like right near his 52-week low.
I would affirm that it's holy cow, it went up 17% on Friday. Jeez.
Yeah. It's not a stock I would ever play. Chasing yields. Chasing the premium chaser. We're not sitting in your convertible at this time. Alternative investments. I'm going to miss this live stream. It gets me excited for opening bell every Monday. I know, but you got to go over to support Gerry, stream over there. And, you got the better half out of the deal. So you got the smart better half. Would only use the the XYLDs from a global for income. Yeah, if you're, it's kind of like I told Gerry this. It's kind of like a reverse mortgage. That's how I look at it. Is the ROLDs are a reverse mortgage. It's kind of what they are. I rolled my 228 strike in the money contract all the way to April for contract. Just wanted them out of the way for now. I have a 770 Tesla put expiry. 218 making me nervous. Yeah, as I was gonna say, you're getting freaking ballsy with that one. It's like, here the thing is, you probably put it on back when it was like 1,000 something, but the 700 would be aggressive to me, I thought about putting a Tesla on right at 500. Matter of fact, I did have one on at 500. Let me see. Was it 5? Let me see. It was a day trade. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's right here. It was a day trade. I put a 450 on. I closed out the same day for a 30% gain. That's what you do when you get to do it at the bottom of the day, bottom of the market that day. And 450, like I think it's safe all day long, but a 700? Woo.
$228 on IWM. That one makes me more nervous than the 770 Tesla.
228 on IWM. I got a 165, I got a 175, and I have a 200. I don't know. Where'd you get that from? Where'd you get the IWM from?
Right there.
Oh, you went down further or what?
That's his.
Why am I not
comment.
seeing that? Why I'm not seeing that? This one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one I already had checked?
Yeah, and then he didn't finish, so I checked the one that he finished his sentence on, his paragraph.
There you go. 228 in the money. IWM comments all the way. Oh no, I see what you're saying. 228. Yeah, I don't know. What's IWM right now, Jerry?
Like 195.
Yeah, I see more downside in IWM, to be honest with you. Like more than upside at this point. It's kind of scary because the Russell's pretty far sold off too. But I just it's getting, well, it already had a death cross probably in the last week or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Last week, maybe the last 2 weeks, it had a death cross. So that's a 50 when the 50 crosses the 200 on the downside. That's a death cross. It's death cross for a reason.
Yeah, and the next level really is down there at the 160 area.
I own some, but my average would be pretty low if I got assigned all of them, so I'm not too worried about it. It'll come back at some point in its life. The stream is not ending, dude. Same time, Gerry's channel. That's correct. Let's see here. Let's see. Can we get a decent bump and close some of these? We just had one on Friday. What are you talking about? You need another one. We need to string 2 days together. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, we need multiples here
instead of stringing 2 weeks of straight down. 32%, Gerry. I haven't been at a high in a long time.
I'm flirting with 25.
Shit, canning Nusi for a second time. I'm just going to reduce it. I'm not going to shit can the whole damn thing, but finally caved and sold a put on CWH after watching Gerry's video. Pays a nice dividend and a decent premium.
That is my sole put that I don't own shares in, is Camping World, and it's in the money.
He's a big Marcus Lemonis fan. You actually like the guy?
I think he's pretty savvy. I do.
He is. Did you ever watch his TV show?
Yeah. I like how he takes over people's businesses.
He's pretty impressive. He does. But I mean, he writes a fat check, Gerry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like how he's, I'll do this. I'll make it successful, but I'm owning 55%.
Yeah, exactly. At least enough to get to actually, I am the what I'm not the boss.
He's the majority owner.
So he's technically the CEO at that point,
He's the owner, yeah. And it's
he's got control. He's got full control.
He's got full control. You turn these entrepreneurs into workers.
But he honestly has everybody at the business at heart, really. He really does.
No doubt. I mean, because if they would have kept going the way they were going, they probably would have been workers anyway. So
it's very rare you ever see him actually get rid of people. He normally tries to make people that were there from the beginning, gives them shares and all that stuff. So he's a really good dude, Lebanese dude.
He's shrewd
Nobody
though.
tell
He's
him.
a shrewd businessman. He is.
Yeah, he is. You're right. Um, what is your pick? This one stock that has a over 4% dividend.
Over 4%. That's tough for me because I don't really look at stocks and dividends anymore. But
What do you mean? Like that pick I got to take to the grave or what? Isn't ExxonMobil right there? Let's see, ExxonMobil, they're over 4%. Let's see, what else? AT&T, but that won't last long. AbbVie,
Verizon,
Johnson and Johnson, it's not quite
IBM,
there. IBM is there. You're right. Let me see. Let me go to my dividend portfolio here to see what I got in here.
Altria
Uh,
Group.
nah, fuck that one. ExxonMobil, AbbVie, Chevron, Realty Income. That's really it in my dividend portfolio that's left. Shit. What about like Archer Daniels and all those? NEE. Let's see. NEE's yeah, let's talk about NEE actually, matter of fact.
Yeah, I was asking about that. I was looking at that, like, what the hell's going on with NextEra Energy?
I don't know. It's actually it put in a pretty darn good low. The $70. I mean,
It looks like it's ripe for a pickup here.
it's actually still overvalued, believe it or not.
It is, but the market overvalues this thing forever.
Well, NEE is pretty much the cream of the crop of the utility stocks. That's the reason why. So ED, I think, is the only dividend aristocrat or king, right? So they're holding up. I don't know. So what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what the difference between NEE is. They must have had some news or something.
Yeah, I didn't see anything like off the top, but nothing that stood out.
What's the one that starts with S that everybody liked to get into?
Southern SO?
No, not. There was another one. Maybe it was an S. The one that Dan used to preach. I used to be an owner of it too.
It
I
was
mean, you know
Southern.
what? I have a dividend portfolio. Let me look at that because it's in there still.
Or it was Dominion. D.
No, I own Dominion too. So
Duke.
I had Duke. It was 2020. I think I got rid of it. Let's see here.
I bet you it was Southern Company.
No, it wasn't Southern. It was another one. I think it
was,
started with a P.
It was
PL? No. PPL? PPL.
PPL. That's the UK, I think. I think it's UK or British. I forget.
PPL was it. Yep. When I looked at that one, that was a Pittsburgh plate glass. So that's what's coming up to my mind. I love PPG, but yeah. So PPL was that one, and Southern's. I'd say Southern's right after NEE, in my opinion. Super solid. Let's look at Gerry's favorite PCG here.
Oh yeah, where'd that guy go? He was preaching that thing like next thing since sliced bread.
Is that your new saying now?
Yeah, it is.
You talking about PCG?
Yeah, someone was talking about it not too long ago on one of the streams. Yeah, it went up from 10 to 12.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with that one as well because I lost a lot of money on that piece of shit. Told him a long time ago. Spin, what's going on, Spin? One stock over 4% dividend. Yeah, I don't consider that an individual stock though. Otherwise, I'd go diva all day long. Shouldn't you Russian spammers be busy prepping for invading Ukraine?
Dude, I was just thinking about that before we got on. I was like, man, what's going on? It's like 2022. We got
I'll tell you what happened, Gerry.
I know what
Biden's
happened.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
I know what happened. But I'm like,
You think they'd be doing this if Trump was in office?
that's what I'm saying. You got Korea freaking testing ballistic missiles, and you got
Rocket Man will
Russia,
probably start launching them.
Russia going into Ukraine. You got what else?
China.
Afghanistan. You got China, flexing its muscles. It's like, holy crap, man. None of this was happening in 2021.
Let me just say this, and I've said it before on the stream. The Democrats caused the wars. The Republicans are the ones that go to war. It's always been like that. But and it's true. I mean, it's working out to be exactly like that. You got a weakling in office with no backbone, no spine, and I can get away with murder, and that's it's like the mice will play when the cats are away.
There ain't no cats in this.
What's going on, Rebecca? Fire. Becca.
Bex.
Hi. Lots of spammers tonight. Yeah, I know. Do your jobs, moderators. Because when the streams are done, I'm going to kick you out of my mod status. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not. Someone else banned these pricks. I'm pretty sure I gave him mod access. He probably doesn't know do you have a wrench, Dividend Drip? Use your wrench. Use your Craftsman. Rebecca will use her Snap-on. I have an alternative 4% pyramid I'm considering. Somebody did call me out in the comments today because I did have 2 mutual funds in there. At the very bottom, there's 2 mutual funds down there. But I'm not going to say, ETF and the mutual fund food pyramid. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. But people get the gist of what I was trying to do and say. But there's 2 mutual funds in there, which honestly, mutual funds are kind of falling out of favor for ETFs these days anyway. 25% Boo, 35 SHD, 20 Devo, 15 Jeppy, Crapto. How's this? What are oh, he's modifying the 50% Boo. That's what he's doing. Devo, Jeppy, Crapto. I actually like this better. What do you think, Gerry?
Yeah, I do too. You get a little bit more yield out of that.
You get growth, you get dividend, you get a dividend growth every year.
Still have some gambling, staking. Not bad.
Can't even say the straight face. Yeah, I like this one better than the last one you proposed. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is a. Is that a hex? Is that a hexagon, Gerry?
That would be that's a hexagon.
So that's a not a quadfecta, the hexafecta. There you go. Hexafecta. I just came up with a new thing. I had to make a video on that, Gerry.
I was gonna say, is that a word or is it irregardless of it being a word?
Now you're just getting mean. Yeah. Hexa, because I don't know, it was one of the dividend diplomats or one of those people have like a trifecta, something they coined or whatever. Hexafacta. There you go. Coming to a video near you. The TQQQ has outperformed like it should the Qs for all of 20 through 2022. Why would you put your money in the Qs? Because when we have that bear market, whenever that is, it could go to zero. That's why. I don't know if it'll happen, but it's been a long time since we've had a 2-year bear market. If you get caught in that, and if you get caught at the wrong time, you're toast. You're toast.
But it isn't likely.
With Dave being in there, that's a big enough risk. So
yeah, I'm glad you're out because I'm still in it.
That's one. So how I want to use TQQQ is if we do have a 40 or 50% decline, I will probably actually buy shares of TQQQ or maybe buy a leap or something on it. That's how I will do. I will definitely utilize it, but for puts, I don't want to get stuck in it in a bear market. So I'd rather just play what I'm doing and go that route. That one is better, Raymond. I agree. Thoughts on Enbridge and Enterprise Products Partners for the dividend, Gerry?
Ordinary income, isn't it? K1s. That's the issue. That's one of the issues with them, I believe.
I don't know. What are the tickers? Gives the tickers. I speak tickers over here.
ENB and EPD, if my memory is working. Yeah, ENB, 6.5% yield.
Oil and gas. Is it an MLP? No, it's not an MLP.
Enbridge. Yeah,
I don't think it's an MLP, is it?
It's a midstream company, so it might be.
Energy. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's not a REIT. It's not a. It doesn't say it's an MLP, but it's like a regular stock to me. What was the other one?
EPD.
EPD. Enterprise Product Partners. Not APD, but EPD. I think I've owned this one in the past. Enterprise Product Partners LP. Products, yeah, I don't know. LFG, that's liquefied freaking gas.
They're the transporters.
Yeah. For the dividend. Yeah, I would do one or the other. I wouldn't do both.
Yeah, I would think the same way. I would look at who has the better dividend growth rate, who has the best,
who has the better track record.
Who has the better track record, and
the great thing about it is you got like oil went to shit, in 2020 and all that, right? Like so you can use that as like, okay, this one was strong, right? You got Biden in there that shut pipelines down, all that crap. Find out which one was strong, Matter of fact, I'll look at it for you right now. Went all the way down to $12 that one did. What was the other one? Damn it, what was the first one? Oh, wait, never mind, I got it. Let's see here. Weekly. ENB. $12. Let's see, what's this one go to? Honestly, I don't know which one's better. I'd have to do more deep dive on it.
Yeah, I would too. I think Enbridge, I believe you're right, is not the K1 issuer, so I'd probably look at that one before EPD.
Are they both Canada? I think they're both Canada.
And you might want to look at Dave's going to hate this one. Might want to look at Kinder Morgan.
I was just going to say KMI.
Mm-hmm.
At least I know that one. I know that one better. It's technically, I think it's a Canada-based company, but it's that ticker's on the U.S. exchange though.
Yeah, they cut their dividend, so you're on the other side of the cut already.
They cut it in 2015 too, because I had to ride that some bitch down.
Yeah,
I actually, matter of fact, now I think about it, in my entire stock trading career, investing career, KMI is the only stock, the stock that I owned the longest ever in my entire life, because that big old decline in 2015. Anyways, yeah, they cut the dividend back then as well. 100% Newsy portfolio. Not going to happen here. Not going to happen here. You severely limit yourself if you did that. I could do 100% Jeppy. I could get behind that. I'm not going to do it, but I could get behind it. Well, yuck. Tell us how you really feel, Dividend Drip. I can live comfortably right now around $1,500 a month, but of course, more money means better food, more vaccinations, vacations. I know I wrote a little wordplay there. More vacations, yeah. $1,500. Jerry's got a family.
Yeah, that's why I said 1,500.
That's half of what you spend right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a cheap mortgage and all, or cheap rent and all that. So, yeah, I could get behind that. If I can go there and live for $1,000, geez.
Yeah, that 1,500 is almost my rent only.
Yeah, there you go. Well, right behind us. See, Wall Street. What's going on, Wall Street? Congratulations on your promotion. Because I remember from the last time you were on here. So there you go. Roll out the same strikes plus do an iron condor to reduce the cost until Roblox comes back. You could do that. Yeah. Whatever you have that is killing your margin, you could technically just reduce the margin by buying a put real easy. That would actually stop the bleeding too. Um, so yeah, congratulations on your promotion. The stocks that option player, because the last time we had him on here, I was like, why does that guy ring a bell? He rings a bell. So because we used to talk to him on Ryan's stream like 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. And then it finally dawned on me after the stream was over who it was. The stocks that people could think I'm insensitive but look, it's so hard to keep everybody's name and name straight on here and Discord because everybody doesn't use the same name on either one. It's so hard for me to keep them all straight. The stocks that option players got burned on, I've heard, yes, Roblox. We all lost big bucks. I am still repairing. Yeah, those are stocks that would definitely rip your face off. And you really wouldn't think Square would be a stock that would do that, but it it really has.
Yeah, where is that at right now?
It's
Jeez.
looking ugly.
Yeah, we were talking maybe 75, and it's.
I'm thinking more like 85 is where it would probably bounce. I mean, it might bounce here, but if you look at a bigger chart, 85 is definitely a good support level.
Man. Went from 270, 280 to 110. Jeez.
No, it was 285, almost
Okay.
290.
That makes it a little better.
289 to be right. It's still overvalued though. That's the thing. It's like still way overvalued where it is now. It's got to be the crypto aspect. I will miss you guys streaming every Sunday night. Preserve life, love, happiness. Yeah, well, make sure you go watch Gerry over on his channel next Sunday. So sometime, same time, Gerry's channel. Yeah, we gotta we'll put it in the comments. Trying to get down here, Gerry. 2 quitters right here. I mean, 1 quitter. 1 quitter. Dave, please put in description that stream is moving, not ending. Yeah, I'll put it in the description. Gerry's channel's down there too. But we should put it over here as well. Gerry always comments too, so we'll make sure we'll get the somehow get the notice out. But honestly, a lot of people that come here every week know. So it would kind of just be the people that haven't shown up in a while, which is usually not always the case. But my grandfather that died 30 years ago voted. That's a lot of that going on. Let's be honest here. A lot of that's going on. It's like, I mean, do you think Biden really won, Gerry?
I don't know if there's very many people that really believe that.
There's a lot of things.
I just find it extremely hard to believe that there were that many people upset at some crappy tweets that they would vote for a guy with half a brain that was hiding in his basement the whole time.
You didn't even mention the fact that you had a lot of blue states and stuff where there was like lines and lines of rallies for Trumps and people with pickets, yeah, cheering and stuff, which
It
you
made
never saw ever before.
it made no sense.
Never.
It made no sense at all. You know,
And you had the most
Trump
votes.
Trump had the black vote, the Hispanic vote, and all that stuff that was supposed to be important for the Democrats. And you're telling me that that Biden still won by a landslide? That makes no sense. It doesn't.
No sense. Lost a bunch of states who had never lost ever. If you lost that state, if you won that state, you'd always win. But then you lost some other states who had never lost before. It's weird. There's some tricky shit going on there. There's some definitely.
Yeah, it was weird that stop the count, and everybody go home, and then 4 hours later, Biden won this state. It's like, what? How'd that happen?
It's very hard to prove that stuff. I get it. It's very hard to prove that stuff, but it's but they didn't even honestly really entertain even trying to check to see if anything was accurate either, though, right?
They sure did when it was Bush.
That's true. It's always they can get away with it. They got away with it, so there you go. The question is now, how do you prevent something like that from happening again?
They're fighting that tooth and nail too right now.
You're right. They actually are. They keep trying to say it's voter suppression doing that, though. It technically does make things makes harder for people to vote, but it's for a valid reason, though, right? To see if they're who they say they are.
They should have. Just like anything. I mean, you
got to get a license to drive.
You got to do all this kind of stuff to prove who you are, to own a gun, to drive, to
open a bank account,
to open a freaking electric electric service at your home. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't know. Gets me fired up. I want to. Did a lot of damage to that one, Gerry.
Yeah, probably.
Super hard in last stream. Let's do all the damage in this one.
Grand finale. Throw out all the fireworks.
Yeah. Super hard to invest when you make $50K a month YouTube revenue during a bull market. What are you talking about?
You talking about Meet Kevin?
Meet Kevin?
Grand Steven?
Yeah. It's like Meet Kevin. Super hard to invest when you make $50K. Why is it super hard to invest when you make $50K a month?
Yeah, you just dump everything in.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll definitely tune in at Gerry's. There you go. Got another one, Gerry. I remember Thumper being a guest. Yes, we did have Thumper on here. I had to stop doing the guests. It was very hard to find new guests. I have no problem bringing on people that aren't even YouTubers too. I don't know. I never really put the red carpet out for that though, Gerry.
No, not really. And I think, I don't know. Let me reserve.
Plus SPX options is European style. Thumper said the same thing.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Thumper said the same thing.
It just means it's cash settled. Can't be early assigned. That has to go to expiration.
But I never heard it called European style, but Thumper said the same thing. I didn't really care about it being early assigned or anything like that, but because everybody I've talked to has never been an early assigned on an ETF before. But the cash settled aspect of it would work great for churning income, meaning no early assignment risk. Yeah, but you don't really have. I don't think that's a risk. Everybody I've been talking to that've been trading, I've been trading for options for over 10 years. Jay's been doing it for longer than I have. Never been assigned ever early on an ETF. You can do options on SPX, XP, XSP, AXN. What the hell are those? Oh, minis.
The minis. Yeah. What are those? Are those 50 share? A 50? I forget how that goes.
It'd be nice if it was 10 divided, which would put it right at freaking the same size as SPY.
Maybe it
Uh,
is.
does anybody know? Who's in here that knows? API might know. I wonder how thinly traded it is, though. XSP. I can't look that up. That's the problem.
Yeah. I can't find it either.
XSP price. $47. It says Canada though. That must not be right. XSP, that's Canada.
The XND. Look up XND. That's the NASDAQ 100 mini
XND.
or micro. That's micro.
Yeah, well, I mean, ES minis is there's so this is 144. So if it's 144, that's 1,000 times? 1,000 times less? Let me see. 144.
It's
51 divided by 1,000. No, it's 100 times.
100.
100
Yeah.
times. So that's actually wouldn't work for the Qs then. But you could own more Qs. That would be fine.
But besides the cash settlement, what's the advantage of doing that then?
You don't have to have 1.4 million dollars, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, then you could just do the Qs. No.
It's not cash settled though.
Uh,
You see what I'm trying to do here?
yeah.
I'm trying to own enough, how many ever contracts it is for the cash settled, equal that into some other index. Doesn't have to be the Qs, but most likely that's probably what we do. And then you turn the income off the cash settled, right? I need to figure out. So it seems like it's 10 less than the actual QQQ is. Or wait, what is the QQQ? Shit.
It'd be 4 something.
QQQ is 350. So it's not based off of that. Because here the thing is, the Qs isn't really the Nasdaq. That's the problem. They're not the same. The Qs and Nasdaq are not the same. So I don't know if there's an equivalent, but you could still find out what the equivalent is. Own the right amount of Qs to basically make up for 1 contract, whatever the XND is, right? And you'll be right there. So that's an option. As long as the trade's good options, the options should be technically worth the same amount, just 1,000 times less. That's all. I think I'll have to, let me screenshot this one. Because I don't know if I can remember those. Thanks a lot for that one, API. Smoke. Let's see
Smoke them if you got them.
Good luck to y'all. It's been nice to join your streams. Hey, thanks a lot. Smoking the Bandit. I'm such a weenie. Good night, peeps. Am I still far behind, Jerry?
No, not that far.
Okay. Got to go. Good night, everyone. Sad to see it end, but we'll sure see Dave guest host when Gerry takes over. Looking forward to seeing how Gerry does taking over and hearing stories of the AT.
It's probably going to be a big old mess because I never have ran a live stream before.
Well, before I did these, I had only done 1, 2, so Gerry will do fine. I loved WKRP in Cincinnati. It's old school, Gerry. Thanks for the knowledge and laughs, guys. Thanks a lot, Bill. And James, I bought some Intel. Good luck, Dave and Jerry. Keep up the good work. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Bought some Intel. There we go. Logan Ryan. I got Levi. Yeah, I heard, Levi was actually the CEO was on CNBC this week.
I know for a fact I was shocked when I saw Levi's in Target and I saw the price tag of a pair of jeans.
How much is a pair of Levi's, Jerry? Because you don't want to know how much my jeans cost.
Blew my freaking mind.
How much are a pair of Levi's?
At Target, mind you, this is like the low price leader, right?
No, Walmart is.
Well, yeah, but they don't have Levi. But $60.
Is that expensive?
Yeah. Last time I bought a pair of jeans, I think I paid $15.
Are you sure they're jeans?
I still got them.
Are you sure they're denim?
I still got them.
Are you sure? How thin were they?
I mean, well, I hardly ever wear them, but they still work.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to buy Lucky, and then I switched from Lucky to Diesel. Now Diesel jeans, you're paying a lot for the name. Don't get me wrong, but they have a great fitment. $200, Jerry. They last a long time though.
I would hope they last a lifetime because that's.
I don't even buy Diesel jeans anymore. I don't buy jeans anymore. I don't wear jeans anymore. I wear AGs now, which are no better. They're expensive too. They're $180 for a pair of black jeans, but they're not denim, so I don't know. Yeah. You know why I switched to those? Because when I was wearing jeans on airplanes, man, it's just like cramps and shit. Like they're just too tight. So I switched over to the AGs. I'm like, oh my God, man, I got all the room in the world, Felt so much better. Lemonis is 100% in charge. Yeah, he does say that. Even when sometimes he'll do 50-50, which he hates doing, he's like, I'm in charge. Yeah, that's funny. MPW.
Medical Properties Trust. Where are they at nowadays?
It's a REIT.
22?
It's medical. Yeah, I like medical. Yeah, I don't know. REITs are just a dime a dozen.
Yeah. I'd like to see them at 20.
Dime a dozen. Yeah, REITs are like hemorrhoids, Jerry. Sooner or later, every asshole gets one. Did you hear Richard? Well, you weren't enjoying Richard's. He's got like a bunch of NLY in his retirement account.
Yeah, I've talked to him about that stuff. Interesting.
I got a history of that stock, of that REIT. It's funny to hear about it. Why do you think Biden don't recognize Tesla?
Because I don't know. Mainly because of Elon Musk.
What do you mean he doesn't recognize Tesla, though?
Yeah, he doesn't really talk about them like anything, right? Like the great American companies or, whatever.
Because he's old school. He's a Ford and freaking. He's got a muscle car, but he's a Ford. He's a Detroit type of person. He's from that area too.
And then Elon Musk doesn't align with their beliefs.
No. Which is kind of funny too, because
it's
achievement. That's probably the last time you're gonna hear me doing that on the stream. It's really the government, Jerry, that's forcing EV down everybody's throat.
Exactly. It propped them solar rebates and all that stuff. That's what got Tesla where it's at.
What's funny about it too is, what would have happened if they didn't do this? Would we still be be all gasoline, or would we have had natural gas cars and stuff?
Yeah,
because we skipped that. Yeah, they're the ones that are forcing EV down everybody's throat. which, there's a lot of talk about EV going on CNBC nowadays, and Ford and GM are never left out of the conversation. Matter of fact, they're pretty much right in the conversation as much as Tesla's in there these days. He probably forgot they existed. Probably didn't even learn that they existed. How about that?
He's all, you know the thing.
The wax one does it. The wax one knows about it. Don't forget the airport that ISIS is starting back up in Syria. Also, it's going on. Don't forget not airport. Don't forget the report that ISIS is starting back up in Syria. That doesn't surprise me.
No, we knew that was going to happen.
Of course, the reason we got Syria to begin with is that came from Hillary Clinton and Obama. Obama and Clinton are the reason why we had Syria to begin with. The issues over there. The spontaneous combustion, Gerry. The peak of the fast food: Wendy's spicy chicken and AW root beer.
The peak?
Wendy's is pretty decent. I grew up in Wendy's.
Wendy's
A&W as well.
The freaking square ass patties.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
No, it was perfect because you got meat out the side of the bun.
Yeah, it's true. I used to always eat those 4 corners to make it round. What's funny about A&W root beer? To me, all root beer tastes the same. So I don't know what the difference is.
I never could tell the difference between A&W and Mug.
And I'll even buy a Zevia root beer, which is colorless and made with stevia for sweetener. I can't tell the difference. Tastes like root beer to me. Talk louder. I have my phone on max and it's hard to hear all of the noise. He's taking a shower listening?
Yeah, I need that visual.
Yeah. Jesus, grateful man. Best utility company is BRK. Berkshire? Is that a utility? It's not a utility. It's more of isn't that kind of like just an ETF in general?
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a different one, but
It's to Berkshire. AMLP is a good alternative to ENB and EPD. It's all the MLPs, but without the K1. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. The K1s aren't that hard, but I don't want to deal with them. So
the problem with AMLP is it is an ETF, right? And you end up owning, because there's a lot of crap midstream companies out there.
How many craps, Gerry?
There's like multiple craps, right? There's like crap squared, right? So that's the problem with
triple crap.
I do agree that without the K1, it's a good way to get some exposure, but I think you got to buy AMLP at the right time.
Hexa crap. So in this case here, I don't like K1s. I don't like them, but they actually are good. They're actually good. Tax-wise, they're good, but I don't want to deal with them. If you have a tax guy and they do your taxes, then I wouldn't even care. Thanks, brother. Congrats on your retirement. I just hit 20 years and we put in for retirement, targeting an effective date of 1 July 2020. Made it from enlisted to becoming a squad commander. That's impressive, man. 20 freaking years. Wow. Congrats on your early retirement as well. I mean, it's not really. It is early retirement. It's not early retirement. It is early retirement because he probably joined at like 18, 20 years old. So he's getting out early, right? Not early. He's getting out while he's young. But he's got a full retirement because it's military, right? So he's technically, I don't know if he became a. So if he became an officer, are you gifted a GS spot automatically if you're an officer as well, or is that just an enlisted thing? I don't know. You're probably not even going to entertain that anyway. And we'll have to keep in touch. You got my email because you've emailed me in the past. Of course, my email is all over the freaking description anyway. That way, if you're over in some other country or whatever, just chilling on a beach, man, we'll get some mojitos. I'll be a guest speaker on GW's channel. There you go, Gerry. Your first guest.
There you go.
Talk options. Cost of things in Philip. What'd she say? I heard her.
Bullshit.
Geez, you want to get one last burp in, CW?
Did you hear the one like 10 minutes ago?
Oh no. Cost of things in Philippines: rent with utilities $400, Wi-Fi $30, food is half the price of the U.S. Housemaid $120 a month, haircut pedicure $120, massage $6 with happy ending. Didn't say happy ending, but I'm assuming that's what that is. Add $10 for a happy ending. Tooth filling $8. Gerry, tooth filling $8.
I'm kind of surprised that a housemaid's that expensive.
I was just gonna say the same thing. That is kind of expensive for a housemaid.
It is.
I don't think I need a housemaid. What, they come once a week or is it every day? I mean, you get a happy ending with that or what? I mean, what the?
Yeah, do they cook and clean every day or something?
Is it live-in? That is expensive. Food. I think you can get food even cheaper depending, but
Yeah,
$8
it's going to
for
depend
food.
on your diet.
What are they filling? What are they filling your teeth with? Bondo?
Probably like bullet.
Bondo.
You don't know what bullet is, but
Tell us about the housemaid. Why is the housemaid $120 a month?
yeah, that seems hefty.
I don't even think 60 is. I don't even think 60 is reasonable.
Unless we're missing something like full-time cooking and everything.
Live in, happy endings anytime you want type of deal, you know. Dave, what's popping in Colorado? Colorado. Not much going on here. We will get some snow, I think, in a day or two, but it was 60 degrees here today, Gerry. Sunny.
Jeez.
That's the great thing about Colorado. Shh. Don't tell anybody. A lot of warm days here during the winter. We got Mikaru. Mikaru showed up for the last stream. Came out of YouTube hibernation to thank you for all your sharing of info and knowledge.
Yeah, I was wondering where you've been.
Apparently, you got to show your whole body on a video in order to get it to show up. That's funny. What do we got here? Well, thanks a lot for that, Mikaru, for showing up, coming out of hibernation, staying away from the cats for for a few minutes or so. Tesla is not union. That's why Biden doesn't like Tesla.
There you go.
Democrats like unions?
Yeah.
What about Teamsters?
Those the Teamsters. They were all
Teamsters.
Dems.
Biden, I mean, he always praises or talks about that, coal country and working man, and from where he was, Scranton, right? But yet he shits all over those people.
That's how it always goes.
Shits all over them. Well, I mean, honestly, they always shit all over their voters. That's why people walk away all the time from that side, because they promise this, they do that, and they don't give a rat's ass about their people. I turned 40 in March. Jeez, 20 years in. Made it all the way that high, got a big fat freaking retirement, and then you're done. Damn. It's a good way to go, honestly. 20 years in military. One of the very few places where you can actually retire after 20 years. I am up for that 100%, Dave. There you go. Cool. Get a mojito. That's how I like to say it.
Oh, here we go. Details.
Housemaid lives in 6 days a week You need to feed her also. My tooth filling has lasted longer than the one in the States, but it isn't colored matched. So is it silver then?
Yeah, who cares what
They,
color it is?
are they putting silver in there, or are they just still doing the color stuff? And if it's in
Sure.
the back, who gives a rat's ass,
Yeah,
right?
I got some gray stuff. I got some silver stuff. I don't care. $8.
Well, a lot of people get the silvers taken out, the metal, but hey, $8.
Eight
$8?
$8. I'd pre-fill them.
I do need to get one filling done before I lose my health insurance, but I just been putting it off because I don't really have a dentist here. So,
Hey, but 6 days a week for a housemaid. Wait, does she do the cooking though?
well, the thing is I don't need a housemaid every. I don't need one every day. That's the problem, So $120 is expensive for me.
Yeah, can we get her halftime?
Yeah. Well, the happy ending every day, then maybe that's acceptable. But if that's not in there, then all bets are off. Who got here? Don't bang your maid. My buddy did and had to let her go when he got a girlfriend. I told a man she lost her job, her home, and her boyfriend all one day.
That's
That's
jacked
a good
up.
point.
That is jacked up.
Yeah. Well, you remember George Costanza did that, right? Well, it wasn't the maid. It was the person who was giving the sponge bath in the hospital or whatever. I could see myself doing that. He felt bad and had to pay her for 6 months' pay. Man, that's a good point. Didn't even think about that.
That's funny.
I appreciate the full body modeling after seeing you guys just sit at a desk for years. There you
You ain't
go.
gonna see me do that for a while.
I haven't seen your full body though, because your wife will post like Instagram stuff of you
Yeah.
in like Walmart or something. Because Gerry doesn't look big here, but Jerry's pretty big, but he doesn't look big. Gerry carries it well. How's the weight loss going? You haven't updated that in a while.
Yeah, I got an update coming up. It's actually January did pretty good.
All right. And I've gained 5 pounds, so getting off keto. It's a lot of water weight. So Mary Barra Led. That's GM CEO.
GM. Yeah, I was gonna say that name sounds so familiar.
Yeah. What's weird about that is Ford they have an engine named Barra as well, which is weird. So I always get them mixed up. But yeah. Pat Gelsinger was on CNBC this week as well. There you go. Housemaid does everything: babysitting, cleaning, cooking, shopping.
Damn, you
Wow.
ain't gotta do
I could
nothing.
probably, you know what? Well, so I don't need the need for all that stuff. If I don't have a baby and if I don't have a baby and I don't need them to clean every day, will they still do the shopping for me? Will they still do the cooking for me? Let's say 2 times a week.
I think they figure they do whatever they want, whatever you want, almost.
Yeah. I could definitely get behind the shopping part though. If I don't have to shop, I probably would never go outside then.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be doing nothing.
Trading options.
You just wake up and just exist.
Trading options. Well, I guess it comes to the time where we're at the end of the stream. 126 votes. Jesus. 64% said yes. But we are at the end of the stream, the last final stream for, I'm going to say the unforeseeable future, not forever, because maybe maybe Gerry won't want to come back, or maybe he'll be too successful on his own. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? I enjoy these so much, and I love the people here and the friends that we've made over the last year. And it's just been a great time. Even those unsubs were still fun to make fun of. So, Gerry, any last final words?
It's definitely been fun. I didn't think we'd go on this long, to be honest with you, when we first started. And I thought I'd just be an occasional guest and whatever. And it turned into an every week thing, and I looked forward to it. It's been enjoyable, even, you know, like I said before, even being as antisocial as I am, I actually look forward to this, and it was really fun. Look forward to, you know, doing this on my channel. Don't know about guests, to be honest with you. You guys don't hold me to having guests, because I just it's hard for me to connect with people in any way. So you know, congratulations, Dave, for doing this all this time, and for getting out there and doing what you want to do. And that's that's a big freaking deal.
Well, let me just say this, because maybe there's a little bit of misunderstanding there. If I give it a distinct, so here's Gerry's channel, by the way, which is down in the description too. He'll put a comment as well, and I'll try to promote it next week as well. But the misconception, or maybe people don't understand, is I'm not quitting YouTube. Okay, so the streams are just done, right? So I'll continue on YouTube at least until I start the AT. And I'll put a video out talking about this as well. That, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while, but when I get back, I'll be making YouTube videos again. So I'm not quitting YouTube right now. I'm just quitting the streams. So don't. And you still have access to me, right? You can send me emails. You can still hit me up on Twitter. Fuckbook. Wait, is it still Fuckbook, Gerry?
It's not. It's a metaverse now.
Oh God, I'm gonna call it Fuckbook till the day I die. Instagram or the Discord.
Yeah.
So you have access to me there, or comments. So, hey Gerry, thanks for hanging out for the last year and 1 week, and I'm looking forward to seeing you, you know, take the torch.
Yeah, next week.
So, and see you blossom over there, and all that. So, anyways, from the two of us here, markets up. Let's have everybody have a good week, hopefully.
Yes.
And you know, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for hanging out for the last year, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Yep. See ya.
All right, y'all.